Alright, so today's lecture is about something that I didn't really actually intend to do. Originally scheduled was going to be a lecture on plays that just kind of frustrate you. Games that are really, really frustrating in general. Because we've all played those people who just don't like resigning, that try to make everything work, that do like cutting first and thinking later. Yeah. There are people like that. There are people like that around. This is true. And we were gonna have a game that, unfortunately, focused on that kind of play. We were to see it being played professionally, where the most frustrating things, where the most frustrating things that can occur, will occur. And how one interesting professional handles that sort of play. However, this is modified now. This is now modified. We're kind of getting into that as well. What we're going to do today fits in with that theme. However, we're taking a little bit of a bot approach today instead. Because some of you may not be aware, there is a new bot that's popped its head up on Foxxy. Lovely little Fox WQ server. And no, it's not fine art. It's not the Tendon that you might be thinking of. This is a different one. And I don't have a lot of confirmation on like what this thing is right now, but what I've been told so far is that this is a bot that apparently doesn't have what is it? Like pre-game sets to learn from or something. It's just kind of like a built from scratch kind of deal. And it plays some really... It's when it all comes down to it, it's kind of like the insane god version of cut first and think later. You would think that a bot like this wouldn't do very well against professionals. You would be wrong. It's probably going to make Tendon very shortly on Fox. This is the bot equivalent of cutting first and thinking later. Because there are things that you would expect in a high-level game. Maybe some degree of patience, right? Little degree of patience. Little degree of patience. You would expect that. Good shape. You would expect that absolutely. So we got patience. We got shape. What else do we expect in a high-level game? Deep reading. We expect deep reading. Absolutely deep reading. But yeah, things like that, right? Now, I do want to point out what's special about this bot is that I've seen it playing 1 hour time limits with 60-second Byoyomi. So these aren't blitz games as such. I mean, for a pro, they're still a little quick, right? But they're not like your 1033 time settings. So Mr. Botman goes ahead and closes high because why nert. Now, I know a lot of you have expressed that you hate it when I say, but cause why not? And that is actually the answer. I mean, you could play whatever you want here. You can play high, you can play low, you can play large, you can go into the corner. You can change directions. You can be aggressive. You can technically jump out if your name is Shibano Torimaru only. Only if your name is Shibano Torimaru, you can also jump out and get a wall. If your name isn't, you might want to pass on that. But yeah, you have a bunch of different options. And the question is like, which one do we pick? Which one do you want to go with? What follow-ups are you liking in your game today? Are you wanting to play territory? Are you wanting to play influence? Are you trying to get aggressive in fighting? Like, we decide what we want to do there, and then we kind of pick the move corresponding, usually. How the bot picked it, I don't know. Percentages, who knows? So, alright, we pincer, it got an enclosure. We extend because this is usually, it's a little bit disgusting. We can still get pincered here, so enclosure, extension, stone's not still dead. We can come out and then pincer, do a whole bunch of things. If there's long enough time, you might have time to legally change name between... I don't know. Could you really do that in a day? give it a shot, I guess. So it extends, no more pincering. Goes into the corner. We see standard variation out of Mr. Botface. And then we enclose, or we approach. So far, it makes perfect sense, because we don't want black getting really, really strong on right-hand side of board. So we're going to play over there. We don't split this side, because then, you know, our Mr. Botface can go and play something like this into like a faster variation and kind of build up this way, which is one of the reasons why we've been approaching on the inside more often now than just splitting. Mr. Botface backs off, we go into the corner, and now, rule of thumb is entering the 3-3 is usually regarded as kind of slow. You can do other things. You can do other things, because who cares? A 3-3, we have room to extend. Get Sensei to play large move elsewhere, they get the points, whatever, we get the extends, so we're good. So what now? What now? What now for Mr. Botface? Mr. Botface is the equivalent of the frustrating cut first and think later. So Mr. Botface could play here, could play here, could play here, could play here. A lot of options, lot of options. Bot approaches, white backs off, and then we get frustrated. Which, at first glance, I have to say, this is kind of basic play a little bit. Because we obviously went corner, sides into center, right? We went corner, side into center. But we don't, this is usually too early. Does anyone know how to handle this extension, or this jump out? Go Sagan does, of course. Go Sagan will know how to answer this, but how do we answer this thing right here? What do we do here against these two stones? Do we know? Do we cap it? Do we jump out? Do we push? Do we push and then extend? Do we just jump out here? Do we go underneath? Do we Hane inside? Do we clamp? How do we handle this one? D6 extend. I feel jump out. So the danger here is that your opponent can attach to you to still make shape, right? Right? We can still kind of make shape here. Yeah? So we actually poke it so it can't make shape. And then we just go underneath because now we made it a stick. Now you might say, but wait a minute, the stick can canal. No, it can't. No, the stick can go over the... Oh, no, it can't. So stick can't connect up. So we make it heavy and then go underneath. Bat's hovering over the poke. I know. So this is pretty normal. And now you would think, okay, it's time to make this stone stronger. We're a stick now. But we're Mr. Botface. And Mr. Botface, he don't care about a thing. Time to go back and answer over here. He's going to get in all the moves. It's like, okay, I got Aji there to jump out late. I'm going to jump out now. All right, I've been made heavy. I'm going to go back and answer the upright Seki. This thing plays everywhere. It cuts and reads later. Or seems to. It's one of the most frustrating things to play against. But this pro, who I want to say is a Taiwanese pro. I want to say that for some reason. I think at least one... Was it Taiwan? I don't remember. I'm not going to comment. This might not have been the Taiwan pro that did it. But alright, we're cutting because there's a ladder now. So Atari. Atari. It tries to go for ladder. Trying to go for ladder, right? We Atari here. This is ladder. And then from here, just do diagonals. And we crash into these stones. Yeah. So, obviously we've got a ladder breaker. Which we're going to fight. And then go all in. We're going to go all in. Mr. Botface says, I'm going to live everywhere now. Making some shapes. Not even leaving right now. Like, who wouldn't just be like, okay, I have you on the second line right now. That's pretty cool. I'll just do something else now and leave. Like, almost everybody else would do this, right? This is good enough. Just push your opponent to second line. Leave off, go away. But not Mr. Botface. Mr. Botface is going all. Now, the pro strengthens himself by leaning against his corner to get stronger. This is good. This is a nice, strong enclosure. And we're going to lean on it for strength. Cutting first. White, is still strengthening himself by leaning on the strong things. Forcing moves obtained. Now we're going to play out to divide and conquer. This is quite the position that Mr. Botface is now in. Mr. Botface has to figure out what these stones are doing. So we Hane. Looks like things aren't going well for our hero. We're throwing in to kind of attack. Drop down. Double Atari. So we play a triangle. Now you might say there's an Atari here too. Don't you care about that one? Not really. Because we can't play this capture. Right? At best we're going to play here. And then play this one. So this can't connect. In case you are having trouble seeing that. So we play here. Gotta cut free. Gotta cut free. Bamboo joint. Trying to come out. Trying to surround everything. Alright. That's the position that we're now in. Mr. Botface says he's gonna live. Now remember, this bot is probably gonna get 10 down on Foxxy. It's beating things left and right. Hane. Because it's creating cutting points. Remember, it's what it does. It's the equivalent of the cut first and read later. Now, to its credit, we're getting influence. Okay. So try to, like, not be surrounded and die. Now our shape's under attack. So now we are under attack. We have to live again. So it's pretty strong in that regard. We're having to go back and make life here. Right? Getting a bit of a surround going. Getting a bit of an Atari going. Getting a bit of connection underneath going. One eye versus no eye going. as mentioned previously. Connecting under. Getting some more liberties, removing liberties. Throwing in to remove the eye. So now it seems that black is locally dead. So we're now attacking the outside group. So now that has to live. We connect, trying to get on out. Connecting. G. If we turn here now, there's potential in the corner for bad things to happen. Go back and play here. And now there's a weird thing that happened here. Black made territory here. Black made territory here, and black still has this. So we could feasibly attack from the top, grow this into area, and then suddenly we're actually not bad off as Mr. Botface. Instead, we go in the corner, because it's crazy. Forcing it to live. It's now, whoops. It's now alive. So we go on the outside, trying to reduce the influence, because that's where all the potential was. So we fight that as well. Growing our potential again in the middle. And then playing here. This is actually a bit of a dangerous situation now, because these stones have to be okay again. So white tries to lean, trying to encourage black to kind of like play this way. Oops, not that way. And then just like drive white up into the its area of influence. But black says, no, I'm trying to profit here. Right? So we need liberties to make sure we can go back and capture this. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11, something like that. 10, 11 liberties. So right now, thanks for following PC Master Race. True enough. True enough. PC is Master Race. So you can see here we're growing. And if we grow... I think I just crashed... No, okay, Score Estimator can't compute it. But if black actually gets this area, black can still win the game. Despite losing these stones, because black has the right-hand side, the corner, if black holds on to this, black can still win the game despite losing these stones on the bottom. So we can't be complacent here as white. We can't just like back off and be like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, make sure I have enough liberties. Because you have to contest. If we don't contest and this falls to black, it's gonna be game over. So it's time to counterattack. We have to start contesting this crap. Can't quite get what we're looking for. That'd be a great cut. Got more cuts right here. Going Captain Greed style here. Look at all of those glorious cutting points. Cut first, read later, hold on to everything. What do we do? Merc Captain, if you think this is an 8Q game now, you are going to fall in love. This was an hour-long professional game against a bot. This is an hour main time professional game against the bot in which the pro used every second of his time. So we got cutting point, cutting point, cutting point, cutting point. That seems like too many cutting points. Oh, and cutting point. I'm sorry. I forgot a cutting point. My bad. Got 5 cutting points right now. Simple question. Can I cut your face off? Answer. I kill you. Are you having fun yet? There. Now it's an 8Q game. Now it's an 8Q game. Cutting into cutting. Atari into Atari into Atari. Right? Now it's an 8Q game. So we try to separate. Have to be careful. Our liberties. Who got our liberties? And now I do want to point out there's a huge problem here. Right? Because there's this. There's this glaring problem. Nope, bots don't feel anxiety. They don't feel pain or remorse. They just keep on coming. Someone find Sarah Connor. Because black has to play here. White's now surrounding the top. White's now surrounding the top. We're poking. It's not going to happen. Threaten to connect up. That doesn't work. We're still good. This is the next dangerous part. Because remember, we have a bunch of liberties here, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8. 8 to capture. And we've got like 3 down here. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like it's really risky. We can't let this go to black, remember. Otherwise we'll lose the game. So we're playing here. Gotta be careful of them liberties. Don't take any chances. Killing the top, don't mind us. Putting pressure on the corner. Living in the corner. Try and live on the top. And how you really know this is a bot, putting pressure on the top group, is coming up. Because the score and the chance for coming back for black is getting really, really tiny right now. Now this right here is so brave. Like, I would be tempted to just like take this stone right now and be happy with my territory. Right? This is where I would back off and be a little wuss. But he's not afraid of a thing. Keep it out. Greetings, Mr. Ko. How are you? That's a threat. Threatening the group over here. Doot. Into retaking. An attempt to kill. I don't know why it did this. That's weird. That's a co-threat, but okay. It played 2 of them back to back before taking for some reason or another. We retake. That's legitimate. Don't let it Atari you, otherwise you're dead. Because up underneath doesn't work. We can throw in an Atari. Then we got ways to kill. For now, to go back to Ko. And little things like that I thought were kind of cute. That the pro is like being very careful and going after the larger thing right now, which is keeping the co alive and not just trying to, you know, kill off the 2 stones and live. I thought that was cute. Gotta be careful, our liberties are a problem. It's hammering down on our liberties again. Made 1 extra liberty. Maximizing the liberties. Maximize the liberties. Lives, since that's what the code's all about right now. Don't save stones, go back to co. That right there is cute. Removed 1 liberty. Gained another one. Taking. Going back to the co. Again. At this point, it must be getting a little bit frustrated. Don't know what this is. But at this point, I'm assuming it's calculated that doesn't have a chance of living, so it's doing whatever it wants, whatever it can. So at this point, we're just reducing because who cares? Black plays a threat. Oops, my bad. Sorry. Take it first. Thank you. And then you would think it would like connect now or respond, right? But it put itself into Atari instead. So we took. Black takes underneath. And that's not a threat, so it's just dead. So the co was not its strong suit. It played some really weird frickin' moves at the end. So you might say, from this example, that this bot can't beat anything, right? It's weak. I'm lying to you. That's what it's got to be. I'm lying to you. There's no way that what I just showed you can beat anything, right? I'm lying. However, I have another game. That's all I can tell you. And this one is actually the same thing. The bot is black and the pro is white. I didn't realize I picked that twice, but okay. Now I did spoil it for you. The bot is in fact going to win. Opens up with a lovely large knight. White sides to it make an enclosure as well. Very passive, very curious. Matching territorial opening. Being so calm. It's like I'm taking my points. The bot just keeps taking the largest point. Now I got a double wing off the large enclosure. So it's time to get fighty. We'll start reducing. So the question now is what will the bot do? Will it back off? Yeah, I remember it was hearing, yeah, with no initial human games data for training. Yeah. That's what I was hearing too. So the bot goes to enclose, and the human says, I'm going to live. Follow up. Follow up. Same. Into completely enclosing. All we need to do is just live nicely in this area. We've got our nice little framework. We're good to go. Protected because there's cutting points here. Making some shape, because why not? And now we're out. Not bad. Got some shape, and we escaped. Black, of course, remains aggressive. Cuts the minute you give it an opportunity to. Protects the territory in the upper right. Forcing white to do the same, or to protect himself rather as well. And from here, it seems that we can't really attack white anymore. White's out. White got a stone. Maybe later we could keep putting pressure on it, but for now, not really. So it's time to invade. Let's start reducing. Gets kicked. Immediately gets attached to. That's a bit unusual. Like, usually you would save your stone, maybe? But instead, we're not doing that. We're trying to attach to the strong thing that we can't invade. I mean, fundamentally, it's an interesting concept. Like, the minute white played this move, instead of, like, a move like this move, for example, we realize that we don't have, like, any of this left behind. So this is now declared strong, and we can lean on strong thing to make us stronger. So, I mean, fundamentally, I guess it kind of makes sense. Now that this has been declared strong, we can attach it on the outside to grow as well. So we get that in Sente, then we can kind of come back. Is a ladder working? What ladder? I'm sorry. Ladders? Where do we see ladder? I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't know what ladder you're referring to as integral. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna move on now. Not sure what you're referring to. So we grow. White's trying to grow as well. 08. Okay, 08. What's 08? 08, 08, 08, 08, 08, 08. Oh, that ladder. Yeah, it's a net. Yeah. It's a net, it's a net, it's a net. Blank, blank, splork, splook, splack, blomp. And then we're captured. Though technically, dope. Though just for reading exercises, we can follow this to here. Or can we? Yes, we really can, because we can't keep going down. So it does, in fact, technically work if it didn't have a net. That would also technically be the end of the game, and the pro would never show his face on Foxxy ever again. Okay, I guess that's technically a loose ladder. Okay, fine, the ladder works. Yes, that ladder works. Alright, so we play here. We throw in, because there's Aji. Connection goes underneath. Because this is Mr. Botface, remember? Who tries to live everywhere and cut first and think later. So of course they're going to try to live here immediately. Attaching. Trying to get out. White's just like, I'm taking my territory back, sir. Thank ya. Cutting point to worry about. Looks like a little bit of a weak group here. Kind of maybe looking on the up and up for our dear human player. But you know he's going to lose, so that's complete not true. Does make shape. And now we have a slight problem, because white has the left-hand side corner. Black has the upper right-hand corner and the lower corner into the center, and white doesn't really have the same potential, which means we must make potential. So he says, I want to play here. Hello, hey G. Yeah, he just kind of keeps playing there to see what's there, you know? Or it does, I guess. So we're now... I need to get a cord holder for my mouse. It keeps going back behind the desk and tries to, like, put weird drag on... hate it. Anyway. So we're trying to live here now. Black says die in the fire, so we could try to come out. Looks like we're successful. Black immediately puts pressure on us again, because he's going to contest every freaking thing we're doing. And keeps pressure on us, because he's still contesting us. Still contesting us. Still contesting us. Now we're alive. Now that White's alive, White has given up Sente to Black. Time to find a good move. I can never pronounce his name. So, where on this board is Black's next largest move? Same thing as in the upper right. See if we can't get the outside to maybe grow, or the inside. Inside's fine too. Because remember, bigly corner, tiny corner. Not bigly at all. Whoops, my bad. I was on autopilot. Black attached, sorry. Into this. Threatens to come through. Doesn't care. Defends because of cutting point. Of course, we're going to cut. Same thing here. We're slowly trying to destabilize this area over here. Right? I missed something. No, I didn't. Plays here. Asks if we can be okay, because this doesn't really matter if we're careful. This could be an okay thing. Right? As long as this doesn't work, and it doesn't, then this is still okay, right? All we can do is Atari it over here. And then probably not go insane. We're probably just going to go in Atari and kill the stones, but you get the idea. So instead... Don't have to worry about that. So we're going to respond here instead. Now we've got pushing capabilities. Now we're being poked. And now Black's growing, so our chance to do anything there is greatly destroyed. All we can do is just kind of give it up. Threaten to poke in. But now Black is exactly where he wants to be in this game. Just building up that center that White can't reduce. Because this isn't completely secured yet. So we can't just drop what we're doing and try some weird, crazy invasion, right? So we drop what we're doing and try some weird, crazy invasion. And Black's like, you can't do that. But White is going to try to remain aggressive against the group. Forcing move. Swallow in the center. Center swallowed. Can I come in? Nope. No shape to come in. Can I come in? Nope. No shape to come in. And now we have a problem, because we need to connect this stone up to this stone, or this stone to this stone. And this way is not going to connect. It's just not. So we have to connect this way. And that's a problem, because there's still this. And there's still Audrey even here. And while we're doing all this stupid stuff, that's going to get cut off, and black's going to have a lot of territory in the middle again. Whereas white is still mostly consistent of the bottom left-hand corner, because this isn't really worth points. And in fact, this might be more points for black if we get to play it. So at this point, white realizes he cannot come in White realizes he just cannot come into this area and resigns. Oops. So yeah, that's the end. That's the end of all of it. And a lot of games go this way. But it seems to just take advantage of every single cut. It tends to try to play things a little bit too early than we expect them to be played. Anyway, you get the idea. A lot of problems. Can't really do much about them. White had to resign. And that's a pro against Mr. Botface.